Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I'm gonna be talking to you guys. Currently we have the NBA playoffs. We're in the conference finals. Obviously Knicks versus Pacers, and then Timberwolves versus OKC. And so right now, today the Knicks play game 4. I think that's kind of important. So I know the Timberwolves series right now is 3-1, and then Timberwolves are down 3-1 to OKC, and the Knicks game, their Knicks are down 1-2, and so is it time I feel like to hit the panic button for these teams yet? So I'm gonna just talk about where these teams kind of are. Should we be panicking? If you're a fan of either of these teams, do we think they're really in trouble in terms of trying to come back? And so I would say I'm gonna start with the Timberwolves, OKC. If I was the Timberwolves and I was a Timberwolves fan, I would be panicking, to be honest. I know game 4 showing, it was Julius Randle and Anthony Edwards combined for 20-something points, which really wasn't a lot, and it was mainly in the second half. And, they did, actually have the game pretty close. It was a pretty close game, but game 1 and 2 were not close. And then, surprisingly, game 3, the Timberwolves came out and absolutely killed OKC. I don't really know. I thought maybe if we seen that game 4 that, it could have been different. If you go 2-2, it's way different. But I don't know if the Timberwolves have the team to come back down 3-1 like that. SGA's on a whole different level. He's having an MVP season. I mean, he won the award, obviously. But everyone else on that team seems to be playing pretty well. And if I was the Timberwolves, I feel like you need your core players in Ant and Julius Randle. I would say their main primarily scorers. They need to have a game 3. I think game 3 they scored 50-something points, and then I think it was 53. And in game 4 they scored 20-something, and in the first half they only combined for 9. So they had a rough showing, I would say, in game 4. So if you need them to score 50 points or more just to win a game, and you need that to happen for 3 games in a row, I'm not too sure that's going to happen. And maybe they do win another game. I think they're going back to OKC for game 5, I want to say. So if that's the win conditions for them to win, is their 2 scores shoot that well, and they put up 50 points combined together, I don't see it happening. I don't think there's any way they could win that series, to be honest. And, I'm not discrediting them for being a bad team, because OKC is just that great of a team. But for any player, if your 2 star players have to combine for 50-plus points against a star-powered team every night, it's not, it's not that short. I'm really not too convinced on it. And I think that's just the way it is. So, I think OKC is definitely winning that series. Maybe Timberwolves can force, a game 6, potentially, but I don't see them winning the whole thing, to be honest. Maybe they win next round. I can see it being, a game 6 type of series. And then if I were a Knicks fan, Knicks versus Pacers, I would be slightly concerned. I'm not ready to fully panic and being okay, we lost this series, we need a miracle. But, game 3, you come back from a 20-point deficit again. It happened twice for the Celtics, but you never want to be down 20. And sure, you can come back or whatever. You're not fully ruled out, but no one wants to be down 20. You can't do that night after night. That can't be, a reoccurring issue. And if you already had that, 3 times throughout your playoff run, sure, you came back, but that's not stable, And I think they had a 20-point lead in game 1 against the Pacers, and they came back. I think that was Nembhard who had a great game, I would say. I think it was him. Is it Nembhard? I think it was Andrew Nembhard. So good for him and whatnot, but that's not a stable condition. I think they need to be able to better, have consistent offense and stuff like that to fully try and, push this little, I would say, struggle that they're having. They need to have consistent offense besides just Jalen Brunson. Your big man, Cat needs to be a little bit more consistent. He played great in game 3, especially in that 4th quarter. I think he went for 20 points just in the 4th. But you need consistent scoring from Brunson, OG, McHale, and Cat, and Mitchell Robinson, because he's been in it quite a bit. And you seen them go in Game 3. They went more toward their bench just because of foul trouble. But Deuce McBride was in foul trouble. Brunson was in foul trouble. I think Cat was as well. And you seen Landry Shamet and who else? It was like Landry Shamet came out a lot. Man, I'm blanking. Number 0, I'm forgetting his name right now. I see his face. But you had them coming out to play. And that's nothing bad. I think they need to rely on their bench more, but it's not even relying on their bench. They need to rely on more scoring opportunities and stuff like that. Like, you need other people scoring besides just Brunson. Cat needs to be able to shoot the 3 ball because besides Brunson, no one else. I mean, Mikhail's a solid three shooter from the wing. But I think you need to be able to space the floor a little bit more to get those kind of driving dunks and stuff like that. So, I mean, I think Game 4 that's happening tonight, I think can determine a lot. I think if this series goes 3-1 as well, I think it's kind of doomed. To be honest, I mean, I think I think it's just LeBron's 3-1 comeback that's ever happened. If you go down 3-1, it's not looking promising. And I wouldn't say there's a current LeBron player that, really force that back into chance to where, okay, maybe they come back from 3-1. I don't see it happening. Despite, Anthony Edwards being a good player, Jalen Brunson and stuff like that. But I think the Pacers are a better team than what we give as fans credit for them to be. And OKC is a great team despite, SGA foul baiting all the time. I mean, he's able to run the floor really well. Their bench is incredibly deep. They just sub in players. They all come in fresh and stuff like that. I mean, OKC really does have a powerhouse of a team. So I think if the Timberwolves do, want to win this series, or the Knicks, I think they need a miracle. I wouldn't say the Knicks need a miracle. They need to win tonight's game for sure. And the Timberwolves are going to need a miracle. They're going to need, Julius. They're going to need the whole team to be scoring really well and playing great defense because that's what it took to win Game 3. Terrence Shannon Jr. shot the ball really well coming off the bench for the Timberwolves, and I think that's kind of what sparked them up a little bit, and stuff like that. So, I mean, let me know if you guys are a fan of either of these teams. What are your thoughts? Do you think, either team is kind of screwed at any point? Like, what do you guys think the current state of the series is? And yeah, so, I mean, I think Game 4 for the Knicks and Pacers will determine a lot tonight, so I'm interested to see how that goes. But yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think. And yeah, and that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think again. And yeah, let's see what happens tonight.
He knocks down a 3. It's a tidal wave.